and welcome to the Camden County College stream versus Salt Lake Community College. This is the semifinals in the playoffs, and we have Camden County College on the, I believe, attacking side. Well, I guess there's no sides in point objective, but Salt Lake Community College takes the point first off. Here we're seeing Candle Queen breaking down the shield from the enemy's Reinhardt. And as a team effort, Camden County is trying to make their way onto that point through that shield. Maybe get a pick. As he takes down the turrets, he's able to move into the site, but not for long because he's taken down along with Pika and Geo. And then the rest of the team is finished off as well. Salt Lake holds up on that point. Salt Lake pushing a little further out from the point, maybe to get a pick, maybe to charge their ultimates. But Camden County College doesn't let that stop them. They're forcing their way in with Candle Queen upgraded by the Ana on the team, taking out two picks, Law and Alo. And then he pins somebody off of the map. Oh no, Big Dog pinned Candle Queen off of the map, killing himself in the process. But Camden County College gets the objective in the end, taking control here. And now it's just a matter of which team and which tank can get back first to get the write-off for this team fight. And Reinhardt drops in, and it's a big old team fight. Candle Queen just behind him. But Candle Queen can't stay up for long because the rest of his team was just annihilated. And with the point going up from 80%, and Camden County College only having 26% on the point, this is going to be an important team push as they move in together, making sure that this point can't get to 100 for Salt Lake Community College. Jolly Gaze uses his ultimate, but with with one kill, I guess, in the end, even though it wasn't by his ultimate, but he's ultimately taken out with the entirety of Camden Community College again. And with that, we have Salt Lake taking the first point of the round, as they were able to stay on the objective for the longest.
They had this coming, so let's give it to them.
Don't fail me, or else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
And now that we're going into round 2, we're having 15 seconds for the teams to prepare, possibly get in their first team fight before this control point unlocks. Camden County College takes a split up sort of approach and then gaining in together to take out Big Dog and Lalo, losing Pika Shanks on the way, but ultimately having more on the point in the end when Legion gets eliminated by Candle Queen, pushing the rest of Salt Lake back off of the point. And now up 7%. They have the control point, and I don't think they want to lose it. After last round, I believe they are known after the previous week's match that they can come back from quite the disparity, and they can hold a point. Whoa, there's a trade where Poppy gets Pika and Candle gets Legion. Lalo gets Geo, and Poppy takes down Jolly Gazed. Most of Camden County's team is completely taken out, and all of them are taken out in the end. They have to regroup as Salt Lake takes the point. And Alo getting aggressive, flying up in the sky and trying to take off some damage from Camden County in their spawn as they regroup, and Candle Queen leads the way. Candle Queen dives right in, his team lagging a little bit behind him, but keeping him healed up nonetheless. Alo at low health, but Pika Shinx is eliminated by Alo in the end, and Law takes out Jolly. And with 2 DPS players down, 2 damage players on Camden County, they're going to have to wait for those players to respawn before they can take another push. But Salt Lake is almost entirely, actually is entirely off of the point in aggression toward Camden County College near their spawn. But it might be a mistake as their big dog is ultimately taken out by Jolly Gazed. And Candle Queen leads the way for the next push, bringing Law down to very low health. But Alo again is getting Pika Shinx in the background, and Candle Queen getting Lolo. Alo, this elusive character. Okay, Candle Queen uses an ultimate, getting several of Salt Lake Community College's players inside of it, and there's a few trades that happen, somewhat of an even trade and equal back and forth here. But in the meantime, Camden County College still has the point, and it's working up this percentage, but the team fight ultimately has Alo and a teammate or two bringing back the point into Salt Lake Community College possession. But Candle Queen switches off to the monkey from the Zarya, thinking that this different approach might be better for Camden County College. Salt Lake Community College is getting aggressive in their spawn again, and on this bridge is not the smartest spot to be, because you can fall off of the map from there. Now that Camden County College is on the point, we see another somewhat team fight. Candle Queen getting really aggressive with Jolly Gazed by his side. Jolly Gazed gets a pick, but Poppy takes out Pika somewhere else. Candle Queen is trying to pick off some of Salt Lake Community College's players that are separated from the rest of them, but he can't stay up for too long as his healers are also down. And Salt Lake takes the second round, ultimately giving the first match of this best out of 3 to Salt Lake Community College. Player of the game, we have Lalo from Salt Lake Community College as Lucio. Where he takes out Pika and then knocks a few of Camden County College's players off the map. Alright, we'll be back for match number 2 in tonight's semifinals after the short break. Welcome back to the Camden County Cougars stream. We are in the Overwatch semifinals with Salt Lake Community College versus Camden County College. Salt Lake is on the attacking side in match 2, and they are up 1 point in a best out of 5. Salt Lake is making their way onto this point without issue in this first team fight, as Candle Queen is rolling around as the ball, trying to protect his teammates from damage. He gets the D.Va, but not in time for the D.Va to take down Porkchop, and he's trying to hold down this point before the rest of his team can get back. But I think he may have given up on it unless he can get some healing. And in that first team fight, Salt Lake is able to take that point. He's trying to cause a little more distraction before ultimately taking his way out back to the rest of his team. D.Va got a little aggressive from the enemy team, but she didn't overstay her welcome. She got right back to the payload. Candle Queen is playing the distraction game, as the ball usually does. But the rest of his team can't seem to group together enough to have a definite hold against this payload. He tries to do a little bit of damage here and there, getting healed up by Geo. Dropping in on the payload to stir up Salt Lake Community College's players. He tries to run away at low health, but he doesn't quite make it, and Ash here is at low health too, but Zenyatta heals her up. As the team regroups, D.Va is getting aggressive again, but Ash sends in the Bob, holding off Salt Lake Community College just for a little while longer, contesting the payload so it can't be pushed much further. When both teams are on the payload, in its vicinity, it's at a halting point, but if they can take out the enemy team, then it starts to move in their favor. And with it at about a halfway mark, ready to get to the first checkpoint, Salt Lake Community College is pushing this payload, but the ball, Candle Queen uses his ultimate, trying to stop them from getting to this checkpoint in a last effort, but he ultimately is downed, and the team has to regroup. But Oki is taken down, and D.Va with the aggression again. Candle Queen switches to Monkey instead of Ball. He switches to Winston and gets aggressive up with the D.Va, but he can't stay up there for long because he needs to be healed again. This enemy team is knowing to focus a lot of their energy and a lot of their bullets and powers into Candle Queen, as he's a very strong tank. He's a very formidable player. And this payload seems to just be non-stop. Salt Lake Community College pushing it very close to the end with one player on it, and the rest of them trying to make sure that Camden County College can't get out of their spawn to contest, and it's right there, and Camden County College does not make it. So that gives round 1 of this second match to Salt Lake Community College, and they're going to switch sides. Now it will be up to Camden County College to take that same point and push that same payload in either the same amount of time as Salt Lake Community College or less time than Salt Lake Community College did. And here we have this round starting up as they get ready.
Safety's off. It's a cruel world out there.
keep you safe.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers in
Camden County College is on the attacking side now. They seem pretty excited to get in and on that point. They don't have much time in retrospect in thinking about the amount of time that Salt Lake Community College took to get that payload all the way to the end. They have to be quick and they have to be smooth about it. They have to take this point as soon as possible without casualty. But as I say that, Jolly Gaze gets picked off. But that's okay because the spawn is nice and close. He can get right back at it with the rest of his team. Legion and Alo are very low right off the bat. But Legion and Alo both regain their health. But that doesn't stop Camden County College from taking down the Diva almost. But the Diva regains health and backs off. The Diva was about to go down, but with help from her teammates, she was invincible. Poppy threw down that that device that keeps her from dying all the way, and she got to run off and get re-healed. And this is a surprisingly long team fight, but Candle Queen picks off Alo, and I feel like that is the turning point here because then Jolly is about to get Legion, and the Diva versus the other tank, Candle Queen, with some help from Camden County College teammates. Oh, she ultimates, and somebody, the plant blocks them from getting away. Jolly Gaze is taken out by Diva's ultimate. Oh, wow. And Camden County College didn't ultimately get they didn't finish off getting that point before Salt Lake Community College was able to bring their players back and defend this point. Candle Queen has to back off and rejoin with the rest of his teammates, and Diva getting aggressive once more. Candle Queen is taking the initiative, thinking, wow, we need to push right here and now because there's not much time. And he's low health, and he's not healed. And Oki is not healed either. And Jolly Gaze is taken down again. And with 1 minute and 28 seconds on the clock, they have to do something. They have to regroup, and they have to make a change in the way this match has been going. Candle Queen is ready to go in once more. Tries to take a shot at Legion, who dunks under the ground in escape, and Diva takes a lot of damage but not fully downed, but she is ready with her ultimate again. Candle Queen tries to get her while she's out of her robot mech, but she gets back in her armor anyway. Big Dog gets 3 kills on Jolly, Oki, and Porkchop, and Legion finishing off Geo, leaving Candle Queen the only attacker left for the point at low health, and he gets picked off later than the rest of his team, which makes them all have to wait for him to regain his life in order to make one last attempt at a push. And now that they have 15 seconds, they better get to that point. If they can't get to that point in the next 12 seconds and stay on it until it is confirmed and taken, they are losing this match. So Candle Queen takes that dive in. He's on the point, and in overtime now, they better get it without being contested. It's contested, but they better win this team fight with Geo and Oki down. It's not looking good. And they are taking out Porkchop in one last effort, but can't make it to the point, leaving this second match to Salt Lake Community College. Now they're up 2-0 in a best out of 5. If they can get one more map out on Camden County College, they will win the semifinals. Unless Camden County College can pull what they did last week and do a reverse sweep, They gotta pull something. They gotta pull an ace up their sleeve and say, hey, we need to get 3 maps in a row here. Then, I don't know. It might go to Salt Lake at that point. So we'll see you guys back in a short bit for map 3. welcome back to the Camden County College Cougar Esports stream. Here we are in a best out of 5 semifinals match for Overwatch. Camden County College versus Salt Lake Community College for this third map. If Salt Lake Community College can win, they will win the semifinals. But if Camden County College can win this map, they can start their comeback and possibly have a chance at winning this entire match as a whole tonight. But Salt Lake Community College is on the attacking side to begin with, and Candle Queen is trying his best to dive in as Monkey and keep this payload from getting to that first checkpoint, but it does because his teammates aren't able to back him up in the aggression. But Salt Lake Community College, on the other hand, when their ball goes in, they're in right behind their ball. And as the ball takes aggression, there are melting health points by Camden County College, able to slowly heal up and wait for their team to be ready to stop this push. But the enemy ball uses their ultimate, holding them back off a little longer. Candle Queen getting aggressive again. Geo popping the ultimate. Candle Queen taking out Gold and Poppy right after. And they're able to start pushing this payload backwards. It's feeling hopeful. It's feeling like maybe they can do this after all. They just won an important team fight, and now they're pushing this payload back slowly but surely as Salt Lake Community College regroups. Now they just wait for this team fight to ensue. Candle Queen right up front, doing damage. Bastion, Pika's Chinks behind him, throwing bullets. Jolly shooting at this ball. Gold Plains takes out Pika, and Candle Queen takes out Gold Plains in return. And with one down from each team, it could go any way, but Big Dog taking down Pork Chop makes it a little more in Salt Lake Community College's favor, and Candle Queen going low on the health, but Geo tries to keep him and the Reaper up. Candle Queen uses his ultimate, so it doesn't matter how much health he had. He is at more than full health to start knocking around these enemies, start knocking around Salt Lake Community College. And as his ultimate wears off, Salt Lake Community College's final players are low health, so he's able to pick off Poppy in time for the ball to make its way back as the distraction. But Candle Queen's jumping, getting the players that are apart from the pack as usual, and it doesn't last forever as he's taken down by Aloe. Jollygace gets 2 picks with his ultimate, and they're able to hold down this payload, keep it from getting any further at this sort of choke point. And Salt Lake Community College has to regroup. They're staying healed up. They're blocking off the enemy from pushing all together, keeping Jolly healed up. Candle Queen takes a dive in, but the enemy ball ultimates, leaving several of Camden County College's players at critical health. Geo and Jollygaze are both downed by Poppy and Aloe. Candle Queen is low health. Pork Chop trying to keep him up, but Pork Chop is sort of on her own as well. Big Dog and Tay taking out Pork Chop and another one of Camden County College's players. And Camden County College is going to have to regroup again as Salt Lake Community College won that team fight and are continuing to push this payload, making it almost to the second checkpoint. I believe Candle Queen is going to dive in as he usually does right before that checkpoint is hit, trying to get aggressive on this defensive side, trying to make sure this team can't get to this checkpoint. And as this team fight ensues, Aloe gets Geo, and so Camden County College is down 1 player. Candle tries to focus on the ball, but it doesn't last for long. Camden County College's players are very low health. There are 3 taken down, 4 taken down, and the entire team is ultimately wiped out by Salt Lake Community College. A couple kills from Alo and a kill from Big Dog. Camden County College doesn't keep Salt Lake Community College from reaching that checkpoint, and now they'll have to regroup and attack again to hold off this payload. Trying to get a couple picks from afar. Candle Queen again jumping in, trying to pick off a member or two of Salt Lake Community College that isn't necessarily with the rest of the team. Gold Plains uses his ultimate and picks off Pika. Candle Queen trying to help out his teammate and get that player on Salt Lake Community College that is low, using his ultimate, whacking them around. Geo takes Tay, Big getting Geo, Poppy getting Jolly, Candle Queen with his ultimate getting Poppy, and Alo getting Pork Chop. Lots of trades happening here. Camden County College, a lot of their players are respawning now. Candle Queen, the last one to go. Pika on the point though, trying to keep this contested while the rest of his teammates are respawning. Jolly ultimating, using his ultimate, taking out one, and though it seems staggered, they are holding this point. They are holding this payload from getting to the end here. If they can get a pick here and there, it's very important that they hold this off. And they keep Candle Queen alive, trying to keep him healed up, but he's taking so much damage. He goes down with Geo, and Big Dog is just rolling around, and Alo is backing him up, and they're just taking out Camden County College, who is all wiped off the board at this moment. And with that round done and 13 seconds left on the clock, Salt Lake Community College was able to take that payload all the way to the end, and they'll switch sides, and now we'll see if Camden County College can take it all the way to the end with 13 seconds left or more. I believe they would need more than 13 seconds left getting it to the end in order to beat Salt Lake Community College in this set. So here we are as Camden County College is ready, Freddy, punching at the doors. They're ready to go. They're jumping. Jump, jump, jump. They're riding the walls. They're feeling eager. They did hold that payload off for a considerable amount of time on their defensive side, and we are ready to see them thrive on attack. Who knows, it might be like last week, the reverse sweep. They might get 3 up on Salt Lake, who has 2 up on them right now, and they just might win this semifinals match. And I hear if they win this semifinals match tonight, they play the actual final match directly after, so we might just see that. Right off the bat, Gold Plains taking out Pika Shanks. And that is an instant setback for Camden County College, but they don't stop there. They still want to push aggression, but Candle Queen doesn't last for long either, and that's a bit more of a setback. Geo is trying to get on this point, and Jolly Gazed and Pika as well, trying to push it forward as much as they possibly can. If they can just keep pushing this enemy team back and making sure none of this enemy team is in close proximity to the payload, they are able to push it forward inch by inch. But they can't stay fully healed up. Candle Queen has to back off, hopefully staying alive for his teammates to heal him up. One of the enemies tried to push him and pick him off, but they weren't able to because Pork Chop was able to throw the invincibility shield over top of him and then heal him up as the enemy team went back to the payload where they are defending it. Alo and Big Dog up front. Candle Queen about to take a head-to-head fight with Big Dog, but doesn't push a little too far like he did before to get picked off. Alo in the back as Tracer. Jollygaze gets taken out by Big Dog, and so does Geo. And Pika Shinx is eliminated by Tay. And with that, Candle Queen is about to be taken out too, and Porkchop X is on the screen. Camden County College has their entire team wiped out. And as they regroup, they swing on this enemy team, and he tries to get in. Candle Queen tries to get in on this Reinhardt, but is only able to take about a quarter to a third of this Reinhardt's health before the enemy Tracer can come in and start aiming at Porkchop, start aiming at Pikachu. And Candle Queen is trying to find a way, find a character that he can pick off from the sidelines, but the rest of Salt Lake Community College's players just come right back in and they support their teammates, making it difficult for Candle Queen to get an elimination off to start an advantage for this team fight. Big Dog rides in and pins Jollygaze to the wall, killing him, and Porkchop and Pika also suffer blows. Porkchop is trying to heal Candle Queen from afar, and so is Geo. Candle Queen is pulling back to get some health as he needs to. And Alo takes a step too far into Candle Queen's and Pika Shinx's territory, where Candle Queen is getting healed up, and Pika Shinx is probably about to ride that kill for this team fight. They're trying to get on this payload. It is contested, but now that they got that first pick, even though Geo is taken out, they have a shot. Though Pika Shinx is taken out, and only Candle Queen remains on Camden County College's end. Big Dog with 2 kills, and the rest of his team following up without hesitation. Camden County College is not able to make it. They're not able to take that payload to the end there. They ran out of time. That final team fight was unfortunate ending for Camden County College, but congratulations to Salt Lake Community College and Big Dog as the tank on Salt Lake's side. Very well played, very, very good plays. So, thank you for watching, and they had a good shot. Have a good night.